Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anu. I'm a holistic mindset and life coach. I'm here to remind you that you can be, do and have anything that you want. I offer one-on-one coaching, I do individual calls, and I also offer a package of 28 days, which includes 2 calls per week and daily exercises. You'll find all of that information in the description box below. Today's video is actually inspired by a wonderful advertisement that did ring a bell. There's a lot of this healing spiritual retreats going around, and one of my friends said this could be something so nice where I can go some part of Switzerland. It's a retreat in a mountain area, and I won't have internet for a few weeks, and I will be living away from civilization, and I'll be doing my meditation, having organic food, and that's exactly what I need to experience my spiritual side. Today, I want to talk about how to do that at the comfort of your home. But most importantly, since I have mentioned consciousness all throughout my channel, I'm going to talk about how to find your true self or your inner self. We all know, we have that knowledge of what God is. We all have the knowledge of the universe. Ask, believe, receive. We are saturated with knowledge. You cannot tell me that what I speak about is brand new information. We all know it. Why is it so difficult to implement? Because we've been conditioned to believe it has to be something difficult to know my true self, but I don't know. I'm still finding who I am. You can spend the rest of your life finding who you are. There's no problem with that. But your inner self, your true self, does not need finding. It needs to be revealed. And who stops that revelation? Who refuses to see that? It's not anything external. It is us. It is our conditioning itself that stops us from doing that. So when you see people taking certain drugs or going to these retreats, abandoning society, I don't want internet, I don't want this, I don't want social contacts, blah, blah, blah. Pay a hefty amount of money, fly to a different country, go to some sort of jungle, and then not use your phone or eat organic food or to meditate. Does that make sense that you are still giving your power away to something external? And please do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. Travel as much as you want. Go explore the forest, the rainforest and the mountains and the caves and the oceans. Do whatever you feel like, but do it from the point of exploring. Don't do it from the point of, I will find my answer there. My dear, the answer that you're going to find there is something that you can find right here, right now. It's something that you can find in the shower. It's something that you can find while cooking your dinner. It's something that can come to you in a dream. The answers come from you. When did we become so weak that just for me to not be able to use my cell phone, just for me to not get distracted by the internet, I have to abandon society? And we are willing to go in whichever corner of the world. Someone just needs to tell us this. You go there, you'll find your peace. You'll have your revelation. You'll find your God. And we are off. Mostly, it is our ego self, our false self, that makes us participate in all of this, because there's this sense of believing it cannot be that simple. To understand your true self, your inner self, you have to understand what you are not. And this is as simple as it can get. Let's do right now a very simple exercise. I want you to keep aside your name, because that's the first sense of identification, right? Your name was given to you. Your name does not belong to you. You're called Jane, you could have been called Jackie. It doesn't matter. Keep your name aside. Next, keep all your relationships aside. You are not even your relationships. Keep them aside. The next thing you can say, I'm kind, or I'm this, I like that. These are attributes, they are not you. Keep that aside. Keep all your qualities aside. Your generosity, your good things or your bad things, keep all of that aside. What comes next? Your job title, your educational background, your bank balance, which country you're living in, which country you belong to, where your parents came from, all of that aside. The house that you live, your social status, your wardrobe, your shoes, your clothes, what you like, what you dislike, your preferences. Keep everything aside. Who are you? Who is listening to my voice? Whom am I talking to? Has there ever been an emotion or a feeling constant throughout your lifetime where you never felt something apart from that, it never left your side? Good, bad, or ugly, I don't care. Has there ever been such emotion or feeling? You can say, yes, there are certain feelings or emotions which I felt more often. That's a different scenario. But I'm saying constant. This is the only thing you felt. It's not coming and going. It's constant. Your entire existence. That means even your emotions and feelings are not you. They come and go. You experience something nice, you can experience something bad. It keeps changing like the weather. It's not constant. You are experiencing it. So who is experiencing these emotions and feelings? Our relationships keep changing. Our jobs keep changing. Living situations keep changing. Body keeps changing. Has there anything been constant your entire existence? What still remains? Who still remains is the awareness of all these things. I am aware of my name. I am aware of my relationships. I am aware of my feelings, my emotions, my job title, my wardrobe, my clothes, my hair, shoes, whatever. I am aware of it. So I am the observer. I am not my thoughts. I am the one observing these thoughts. I am not the thinker. I am observing the one thinking. That's your inner self. And what is that? That awareness, that core of your existence is a part of the divine consciousness, a stream of that, a branch of it, of the universe, of the source, of God. That awareness is your true self, is your inner self that people keep referring to, not your character. Your character with the name and education and the degrees, yes, you can keep changing and playing with that for the rest of your life, but you are not that character. So what's the point of this character? That's what makes us human, right? And all that character bit is associated with ego. So yes, we cannot abandon our ego because then we would not be here. But we're still here. We've chosen this experience, this humanly experience. Who is having this humanly experience? That is consciousness. That is everlasting. And it encompasses everything around you that you're aware of and not even aware of. Everything that you can think of and not even think of. Everything belongs to that one source, which some people call God, some people call universe, some people call supreme energy, whatever. That is what resides within each and every one of us. That is our true self. Just to realize this, if you want to climb a mountain and do it there, then you do it there. But you can do it here. The moment you understand that you are a character being played by God, where do your fears and anxieties go? Because you are not even that. Your fears and anxieties can belong to your character. Yes, because the character has a storyline. The character is, if operated by the ego self, loves drama and loves entertainment, loves all the distractions, loves that, thrives on that. but your true self has never abandoned you. How can you go find something externally which you carry within you? There's a beautiful saying that I came across by Richard Rohr. He said, God is not a being, God is being itself, not a passive observer, but an ultimate participant. That is you. That is me. That is all of us, whether your friend or your enemy. That is God. And I think the ultimate pinnacle of spirituality is this nothingness, is when you have shed one layer after the other. It's like onions. The first layer is your name, the second layer is your relationships, the third layer is your past experiences, your job, your education, your background, your housing situation, your country, your residency. When you shed all of that, what remains is nothing, where you feel this character has nothing anymore. There's nothing more. That nothingness is eternity, because in that nothingness you find everything, because that nothingness is God, which is everything, in everything. Like Richard said, God is not a being, God is being itself. Sit with that phrase. God is being itself. Everything that you see, everything that you experience, whether you like it or you don't like it, you can get repulsed by it. It's okay. That's a different part, perhaps for next video. For those who think or are afraid of this being blasphemous, I think it's the other way around. We are trained to be afraid of God. We are trained to beg, to plead, to put my head down so that He can crush it if I've wronged Him. Does that match the image of a benevolent Creator? Does that match the image of someone who created this entire existence out of love? This is not a war zone. This is not a battlefield. We strive for heaven and hell out of fear, something that we believe is waiting in the afterlife. But what about this? Then why are we even here? We are here to experience either heaven or hell based on our beliefs, based on our choices, based on what's in here, what's in here. This is heaven and hell both. We choose to see it. We decide that. The first time I had this confrontation and I had this moment of connecting to my inner self, it was so moving. I strived to believe in something, someone external. I believed that this God, if at all existing, is failing me, does not love me, would not do something to me, because I have not wronged anyone in my capacity, in my knowledge. The moment you turn inwards, and instead of looking for the answers there, looking for God there, the moment you turn inwards and try to find God here, that is heaven. That is when the doors open. That's when you find your freedom, your peace, your love, everything that you've strived for, everything that you've searched for, you've looked for. You've turned every stone around and you don't find it because you find it in the wrong direction. You need to find it here. It's residing within you. And this is the knowledge that's mentioned in so many works. So many religions talk about it. So many prophets have talked about it. Saints have talked about it. We have gotten so far from the truth. And I was humbled to my core, because the moment I realized my entire life has been my doing. There's no judgment around it. I know that I've made all the choices in my right capacity with the right intention. There's no shaming or blaming there. But it humbles you, because as much as I believed in God, as much as I believed in something external, and I thought this God has abandoned me, the truth, in fact, is that it was easier to blame, to justify my suffering. But I was never abandoned. Whether it was my happiness or my sufferings, I was never abandoned. we just tend to have all these curtains in front of us, maybe through conditioning, past experiences, situations, circumstances, doesn't matter. But with these conditionings, we tend to believe that we are abandoned. It can never leave your side. It has never left your side. It will never leave your side because it's you. Now, if at all you have had a glimpse of this inner self, have had a glimpse or a taste of this being, and then you get distracted by society, right? I mean, we have our worldly vices. Like I said, we're not going to abandon everything and go to Mount Everest. If you want to do it, please do it. But if we are here, we are in this situation, how do we carry forward in our daily life? I still need to go to a job, I still need to pay my bills, and I still need to do my taxes and have relationships and have a family. So of course there are going to be triggers. How do you deal with that? I am a living testimony, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, if you have a glimpse of that, even if it's a millisecond in your meditation or not, while you're walking somewhere, doesn't matter where, you will always come back to it. You might still get diverted and get involved in the daily activities, but you will find your way back because it's the utmost peaceful, unconditionally loving place that you could have ever imagined. And this is my entire narrative about spiritual awakening. We have romanticized it as if we'll see angels and fairies and, it's just going to be butterflies and rainbows and sunshine. It is just going to be this. Sorry to break the news. It is going to be the same world that you experienced, but you will be different. Your outlook is going to be different because the character will now be in the background. The monkey is no longer the master of the circus. You are in charge of it. If you cannot control that monkey, that mind of yours, it will control you. Finding time to meditate, even if it's 5 minutes, training yourself. I'm going to sit still for 5 minutes. I'm going to close my eyes for 5 minutes. I'm going to reflect for 5 minutes. You cannot tell me that you can't afford those 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That has to be your willingness. And I'm not saying that meditation is the only answer to connect to it, but it is the most efficient, tried and tested formula because you have less distractions. Like Joe Dispenza says, it's like training a dog. You don't give up. You sit and you train your mind like you train a dog. If you get carried away that easily by all the distractions around you, by all the influence around you, make your foundation so strong that you do not budge, that you do not move. And the influence is just an information, not an influence anymore. Take your power back. If you have any of these emotions or feelings that are unpleasant, something that makes you anxious or nervous, sad, depressed, unhappy, complaining, you're sitting and whining, remember it all comes when your ego feels threatened. It is just an experience. It's not you, because your true self cannot budge by all these flaky emotions, cannot suffer because of these ego tricks. So that's the video for today. I hope it was useful. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment so that it can reach out to other people. I'm going to see you all next Friday. I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.